For decades, Texas law has continued to contain a provision outlawing homosexual conduct, despite a U.S. Supreme Court 2003 ruling declaring that measure unconstitutional. State lawmakers have tried for years to get it removed from statute, but have so far been unsuccessful. This legislative session, there are at least 6 such bills, including HB 1738 by Representative Benton Jones, which had a hearing before the House Committee on Criminal Jurisprudence this week. Last legislative session, Jones, then a House freshman and the first black openly gay state lawmaker in Texas, filed a similar proposal. It passed unanimously out of this same committee, but then later stalled, never reaching the House floor for a vote. While that bill progressed further than its predecessors, without its passage, the law remains on the books, something he hopes to change this time around.
I was intentional about meeting with every one of the committee members, no matter where you stood on this legislation. I had an opportunity to hear some good things and I had to also hear some things that I wasn't as comfortable with. It wasn't my job to judge. It was my job to listen to my colleagues and be receptive to them just as I want them to be receptive to me. Chairman Smithing, your marriage to your wife is not a crime. Representative Little, your marriage to your wife is not a crime. Representative Money, your marriage to your wife is not a crime. So when we have a conversation regarding my fiance Gregory and I, why should I, a colleague of yours, be treated as a criminal under this statute?
Critics of the law say leaving it in limbo opens the possibility of its misuse by police who don't understand its legal status and lawmakers crafting other policies that could impact the LGBTQ+ community. Still listed in the Texas Penal Code, it contains only a brief notation indicating it is unenforceable due to the Supreme Court's decision, but that decision did not force state lawmakers to remove the measure from their penal codes. This week's bill marks at least the 15th time in history Texas lawmakers have held a public hearing with witness testimony on such legislation, according to our own analysis. The most consistent group against the legislation has been the conservative activist organization Texas Values.
Is it the position of your organization that homosexuals should be viewed as criminals? Because it's the only reason to keep this statute on the books.
The position of our organization is that we don't want to pull something out that's going to make it seem like that homosexuality is more acceptable.
And what the law did was criminalize that conduct. And so the position then has to be that that's the viewpoint you want to continue in perpetuity, even in the light of a Supreme Court case invalidating this particular provision.
We want to give the message that this is not acceptable conduct.
But unacceptable conduct versus what is criminal conduct is different.
The committee will now consider what it heard in the hearing before a possible vote and sending it to the House floor and then on to the Senate.
There's a failure here, no question.
Strengthening the state's power to investigate alleged abuse against students. 2 Texas bills promising to keep schools safe.